Amityville. The name itself sends shivers down your spine. It's a small town with a dark secret, a place forever scarred by tragedy. 112 Ocean Avenue, an unassuming Dutch colonial house hiding a heart of pure evil. This is where the DeFeo family met their end, a gruesome massacre that stained the home with an indelible darkness. 6 souls taken in the dead of night. But the horror didn't end there. It was just the beginning. The house would become a beacon for the supernatural, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurred. Stories of hauntings, possessions, and unexplainable phenomena would follow, cementing its place in horror history. The legend of 112 Ocean Avenue lives on, a testament to the darkness that can reside within. Mark and Lisa were a young couple, full of hope and dreams. They had been searching for the perfect home for months. They saw the house on Ocean Avenue as a steal, a chance to start their life together. The price was too good to pass up. They were warned, of course. Neighbours whispered tales of cold spots and strange noises. Some even spoke of ghostly apparitions, but Mark and Lisa dismissed it as superstition. They were sceptical of such stories and eager to move in. The house welcomed them with open arms, but it wouldn't let them go so easily. The true horror was yet to come. As days turned into nights, the couple began to experience the unexplainable. Shadows moved on their own, and lights flickered without reason. Fear started to creep into their hearts. They realized too late that the warnings were real, and the house had a sinister plan for them. The first few days were uneventful, but soon the subtle disturbances began. Doors creaked open on their own. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls. Lisa felt a constant presence, watching their every move. The air grew heavy, thick with an unseen menace. The house was alive, and it was starting to breathe down their necks. At night, the disturbances grew louder. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, and the lights flickered as if the house itself was trying to communicate. Lisa could hear faint, unintelligible whispers that seemed to come from the very walls. The ticking of the clock grew louder, echoing through the empty halls. Outside, the wind howled, and the house groaned as if it were in pain. The windows rattled and the curtains fluttered, even when there was no breeze. Lisa's unease grew with each passing day, the feeling of being watched never leaving her. The house was no longer just a structure, it had become a living, breathing entity, intent on making its presence known. Then came the nightmares. Every night, like clockwork, Lisa would wake up at exactly 3:15 a.m. It was the same time the DeFeo murders took place. A cold sweat would envelop her. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision. She could hear whispers, faint but chilling pronouncements of doom and despair. The house was awake and it was toying with them. Lisa's heart would race, pounding in her chest like a drum. She felt an unseen presence, always watching, always waiting. The terror was relentless, a nightly torment that left her exhausted and afraid. Driven by a growing sense of dread, Mark decided to explore the basement. The air was thick with the stench of decay, a palpable sense of evil. Behind a dusty old shelf, he found a hidden room. Inside, stacks of journals lay scattered on the floor. The entries were chilling, filled with the same phrase repeated over and over, "Get out." It was a desperate plea from beyond the grave. Mark and Lisa decided to document the paranormal activity. They set up cameras and audio recorders throughout the house, hoping to capture any signs of the supernatural. What they captured sent chills down their spines. The footage was more terrifying than they had imagined. Disembodied voices whispered their names, echoing through the empty rooms. Shadows moved in the darkness, creating an atmosphere of dread. And then there it was, a fleeting glimpse of a figure. a ghostly apparition staring directly at the camera. There was no denying it anymore. The house was haunted. The evidence was irrefutable. Mark and Lisa were terrified, but they knew they had to continue their investigation. The house seemed to come alive with every passing moment, as if it was aware of their presence. They delved deeper into the history of the house, uncovering stories of past hauntings and unexplained events. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, they set up more equipment, ready to face whatever came next. Fear turned to terror. The paranormal activity escalated. Objects moved on their own, thrown across the room with unseen force. The whispers grew louder, more menacing. Mark and Lisa were trapped in a nightmare, their dream home transformed into a prison of fear. They knew they had to escape, but the house had other plans. The walls seemed to close in on them, the air thick with a malevolent presence. Every creak, every shadow, every whisper was a reminder of their entrapment. They could feel the house watching, waiting, feeding off their fear. The once cozy home was now a labyrinth of horror, each room a new challenge to their sanity. They had to find a way out, but the house was alive, and it wasn't going to let them go easily. The nightmare was far from over. One night, in a frenzy of panic, they made a run for it. As they fled through the house, dark figures materialized in the shadows, blocking their path. The air crackled with malevolent energy, but somehow they managed to break free, running into the night, leaving everything behind. The house, once their home, now stood as a silent witness to the horrors they had endured. The night sky, with its full moon and twinkling stars, offered a stark contrast to the terror they had just escaped. They paused for a moment, catching their breath, looking back in fear and relief. The ordeal had left them shaken, but they were free. The eerie silence of the empty house echoed in their minds as they disappeared into the darkness, leaving behind a chapter of their lives they would never forget. Mark and Lisa never returned to 112 Ocean Avenue. They left behind their belongings, their sanity, a piece of themselves trapped within those cursed walls. The house stands to this day, a chilling reminder of the horrors that transpired within. Some say the evil is gone, cleansed by time and exorcisms. Others whisper that the darkness remains, a malevolent entity lying in wait for its next victims. The legends continue to grow, each new story adding to the house's sinister reputation. Some believe the house itself is alive, feeding off the fear and despair of those who dare to enter. Whether the curse is real or imagined, one thing is certain. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue will forever be shrouded in mystery and fear. The Amityville Horror is a stark reminder that some places hold a darkness that can never be erased. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of ignoring the warnings, of tempting fate in the face of the unknown. Are you brave enough to visit 112 Ocean Avenue? Or will you heed the whispers and stay far, far away? Remember, the unknown often hides in plain sight, waiting for the curious and the unwary. The Amityville house stands as a testament to the unseen forces that lurk in the shadows. So, the next time you hear a whisper in the dark or feel a chill run down your spine, remember this tale. Some places are best left undisturbed, their secrets buried deep within the shadows. Please like and subscribe for more content.